Hello guys and welcome back again in Shah's Corner for another video regarding Hogwarts Legacy, and this time we are going to tackle some of the quests that are there currently available for us but in the open world. Like right here you can see many various quest icons available in the open world, right? And there's a couple of areas we have not visited. There are Merlin trials left to do. We will be tackling those today and maybe doing something more. Let's see actually if we can handle some more stuff. So right off the bat we are going to the place nearby for us, and that is here, as there is a quest. Also joining with us our friend Titus Finn and a couple of our
Wonder
other
who lives here.
friends who are perhaps attentive in something else. So do not be alarmed if you hear some interesting
Revelio.
voices and dialogues. Haha.
I should dis-
Last time I saw you with a rubbish was when you stuck your finger on one trying to hide a sack of galleons.
Yeah.
Rookwood will lead.
Can you help me?
Is someone down there?
Down there? I beg your pardon. I'm here. There's no one here but me. Some thoughtless wretch casually tossed a bit of parchment into me and it caught. If you could please take it.
Um. It's out there. Tree. Deer.
Seems to be some sort of map.
Thank you. Thank you. What a relief. I hope the map serves you well. At least better than it did me.
Interesting. Perhaps.
Revelio.
There's a reason I do not like these sort of things. This is that ruin. It's an archway there somewhere.
Revelio.
Okay. If that is there.
Revelio.
This is here.
Mustn't overlook Felcroft. Plenty to be had there.
Revelio.
I wonder where that archway is.
Which archway?
Remember that Magic Well's parchment?
Mm-hmm.
That was that floating tree, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so where was that archway that led to that tree?
Where do you need the archway? Just go directly to the tree.
I mean, the tree is within a ruin that leads that to get there. I need to find that archway, right? Or at least that is according to the map, unless it is drawn badly.
No, you just need to go to the tree and cast
Revelio.
Leviosa.
Yeah, where the hell is that tree?
It's south of Felcroft.
Fellcroft. Huh. Feldcroft, eh?
South. You see island.
Hello.
Hello,
Uh,
Not
hello.
sure how I'd fare in a
okay,
little place
kitna ho
like
gaya?
this.
English,
No.
please. Wait,
Revelio.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. My quest marker. One of the quest marker disappeared.
Titus Datacron? Uh,
Which data gun?
the same, whichever,
Enjoy suffering,
I
do
didn't
ya?
take. The last one.
Last one?
Ah, the one which you had to go on the
Revelio.
pipes and take it.
Yeah, that's the same thing that you fell off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just go and get it. It's easy.
Don't tell me. Oh. And the missions which were left? What about those?
Which what missions?
There were two more side missions, as far as I know.
Yeah, I think the missions are done, right?
Nope, not mine. Bro, I told you to wait. Oof.
Just come online. I'll invite you.
Yeah, just a second. I'm launching the game.
What do you have in store for me this time? Revelio.
No. Alright.
Now to figure out where that pipe was again.
Expelliarmus. Revelio.
Hmm.
Confringo. Capulso. Defendo. Revelio. Revelio. Oh, here's a pleasant surprise. Expelliarmus! Incendio! Revelio! Revelio! Confringo! Depulso! Defendo! Confringo! Glacius! Flipendo! Arresto Momentum! Accio! Incendio! Expelliarmus! Levioso! Revelio! Revelio! Confringo!
What about this Rotrix?
Yeah.
Rotrix
please
went up,
don't.
right?
हाँ Station service कहाँ पे है?
Revelio!
के उधर है. और what about the heroics? Did you guys
That
shoot the heroics?
need short trek, right?
क्या?
Short treks.
Oh, we need short tricks for the heroics, right? I'm just asking, have we done or not?
No, I haven't done.
Okay,
Haven't
okay,
done.
just saying the starters.
We
Up
need
for a bit
short
of
treks for
dying,
that.
are we?
Revelio!
Is he coming?
I don't know, you'll have to ask him. Just a second, I'm
Depulso!
between of enemies clearing a mission.
Depulso! These Merlin trials won't get the best of me. Let's see what's up your sleeve this time, Merlin. Confringo! Revelio! Confringo! Merlin himself would be proud. Revelio. Revelio. Seems a pleasant enough little... Revelio!
So we're here and we, I think, need to go here. So if I'm not very wrong,
There's something about that tree.
yeah. So this is the place from Arendelle. This is south to Arendelle, not Fieldcroft. Now then,
Compulso!
wait.
Accio! Levioso! Interesting way to hide some treasure.
Yeah. This was our quest. Now another interesting thing that happens. Let's see.
Accio! Wingardium Leviosa!
It does become Wingardium Leviosa,
Leviosa!
but
Glacius. Confringo. Depulso. Flipendo. Arresto Momentum. Levioso. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
But we cannot control it. I see. And since there's a engine magic spot here, let's finish that also.
This place. Revelio.
Shortrick's not gonna come. He's gonna join later. He said he will. Let's do it later. He might take a break. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Revelio.
Glacius.
Glacius. Revelio.
They weren't all right? Okay, I'll have some food and then be back.
As usual.
Yeah.
Confringo. Shame I didn't have an audience for that one. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Glacius. Revelio. Glacius. Revelio. This looks intriguing. Abandoned long ago, no doubt.
I have no idea what's the point of all this. Anyway, continuing on, we have a Merlin trial here. We have a bandit camp. We'll take care of that later.
Revelio.
Have I not taken this thing? So I have forgotten. Oh, okay. Can't carry any more Wagenweld potion. Yeah.
Revelio. I know a Merlin trial when I see one. Revelio. Revelio.
It must lead to something grand.
That's that. Settled. Excuse me, madam. I thought I heard you say something.
Yes, indeed. Talking to myself again. I find myself to be quite the engaging conversationalist since my husband passed. Madam Althea Twiddle, pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Madam Twiddle.
You know, you might be interested in this. You young people love this sort of thing. My husband often ruminated on the mysterious statue just outside our hamlet. Some sort of archaic puzzle involving vases, he would insist. I stumbled upon it today when I had a burst of energy and extended my morning constitutional a bit longer than usual.
An archaic puzzle. Sounds fascinating.
You see, I suspected you'd be interested, and wait till I tell you about the rumours surrounding this particular puzzle. My husband Greville insisted that solving the puzzle would reveal a magical challenge of sorts. The man was intrigued by everything. He was about to try and solve it himself when... Perhaps you could take a look. I'd be rather interested to hear what, if anything, you find.
Where can I find this statue?
It's not far from Irondale. It's down by the shore, near those old ruins. You can't miss it.
If I happen to see it, I'll have a look.
Ah, the spirit of youth. I do hope you'll be able to solve the puzzle. If not for me, then in Greville's memory.
I should look into the statue Madam Twiddle mentioned. What do you have in store for me this time? Revelio.
That's one. That's two. What's the three?
Confringo. Revelio. Looks rather dark in there. Never stopped me before. Confringo. These Merlin trials won't get the best of me. Revelio. This looks like the statue Madame Twiddle mentioned. Why are there so many vases around here? Revelio. I suppose I should try to find all the vases. Revelio. I think there should only be a few more vases. Revelio. I'm nearly finished. One more vase. Revelio. That's it. I should tell Madame Twiddle about what happened.
Oh, okay. There's a battle arena initiator.
Revelio. Wonder if I'm safe to explore in there. Mrs. Twiddle, your husband was right. The statue was part of a puzzle.
Oh, really? How exciting!
Yes, I had to destroy a number of large vases, and that seemed to activate some sort of charm on the statue.
Well done. Oh, I miss having someone like you around with a thirst for knowledge and a quick mind. Well, my curiosity has been satisfied. Thank you for that. Who knows what I'll encounter on my next constitutional? Oh, my husband would be so pleased to know he was right about that statue.
Revelio.
Right.
This could prove dangerous if I'm not careful.
Jewel brooch. Okay.
Depulso. Revelio.
Okay, let's go to our next area. That is here. Apparently.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel.
Wonder who lives here.
Hello, might you have time to help with an urgent delivery?
Another delivery.
Revelio.
No, this is something else.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Glacius. Revelio. I should investigate.
That was weird. That's why I don't like runes.
Revelio.
Runes. They're very how to say. Eccentric.
It's like a place right out of a storybook.
Now, how to take care of this Merlin trial?
I'd be terribly grateful if you could help me and my friend with a time-sensitive delivery.
Revelio. Confringo. Compulso. Confringo. Compulso. Not so tricky after all, Merlin.
Let's see, where do I have to deliver
Hello,
stuff?
might you have time to help with an urgent delivery?
You sound as if you could use some help.
Oh yes, I could. Eddie Thistlewood's the name. A dear friend of mine in Feldcroft is at his wit's end due to the relentless attacks on his hamlet by Ranrock and his loyalists. I sent 2 crates of Chinese chomping cabbages to help, but they've gone missing.
Good idea. Those cabbages are nothing to be trifled with.
My thoughts precisely. You see, I know plants, and I believe the goblins will be so irritated by the onslaught of ferocious vegetation, they will simply leave Feldcroft alone. I wonder if you might track the 2 crates down and deliver their contents to my friend Bernard Indiai. I simply can't leave my shop at present.
Very well, sir. I shall keep an eye out for 2 crates of Chinese chomping cabbages.
Oh, thank you. I shall let Bernard know he might be receiving those cabbages after all.
What do you have for sale?
I'm convinced that Feldcroft will be much safer with Chinese chomping cabbages defending them.
Sounds like Feldcroft's in trouble. Perhaps I should try to help.
I'll be able to put that to good use. Thank you. I hope to see you again soon.
Not sure how I'd fare in a little place like this.
What needs doing, needs doing.
Is everything all right?
If the Hamlet sent you here to talk to me about... I know what I have to do. It's not every day a girl has to put down her own troll. I should be allowed to work up to it.
What do you mean, your own troll?
I thought that's why you were here. I'm sorry. I suppose if you spend enough time with trolls, you forget your manners. I'm Alexandra. I didn't mean to be short with you. With Ranrock's lot seemingly everywhere, I thought the Hamlet could use a bit more security. But my plan has gone awry. I apologised when he almost trampled half the Hamlet yesterday. He just needs more time. But everyone wants him gone. They think it's mad, my training a troll. Impossible, even.
It certainly takes a lot of courage to try, I'll give you that.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I wish others felt the same. But I suppose I understand why everyone's been so concerned. What made me think I could train him? I should have learned from Barnabas the Barmy. But he's my troll and my problem. I'll be honest. I'm afraid I won't be able to take care of him. He's stronger than any troll I've ever encountered. I wish I knew someone else who could do it.
I'm not thrilled at the prospect, but I'll consider it.
Oh, no. I didn't mean to suggest that you should do it. In fact, you should avoid the area just southwest of here. At least until I work up the courage to do what needs to be done.
This will
Troll on
be
the loose near a hamlet. That could be devastating.
a quest I will not try right yet. Let's see about that kidnapped cabbages. Okay.
Wonder who lives here. Revelio. That crate of Chinese chomping cabbages is somewhere in this camp. Revelio.
I transfigured it, but it just changed into another otter. Yes, of course it was a different otter. What do you think I am, a muggle? I could tell it was a different otter from
Petrificus
the
totalis.
with. Best place to hunt beasts. is
Revelio.
the forest.
Be it upon your heads when our expectations take flight like thestrals. Be it upon
Where others see darkness, I see bright opportunities.
I can assure you, none of us are intimidated by your...
Revelio.
For as snooty as Upper Hogsfield is, I don't have much to steal. You should never have come here.
Manners are important, though, aren't they? Even in a fight.
Revelio.
best part of extorting someone is when I get to cast Cruciatus on them.
Revelio.
Now, see, Fog can be your friend, but you have to be a friend to Fog. Don't look at me like that. You haven't heard what I'm about to say. You see, Fog will cover you, allow you to move with stealth. But then you have to do your bit, because if you take a sharp turn, I have a few favourite hunting spots.
Revelio.
Most stores in Hogsmeade know me by sight. Unfortunately. You come to the wrong place, child.
That warrants a look.
Petrificus totalis. Revelio. Hello, Hamora. Revelio. That's one crate in hand. I only need one more.
Toxic. Okay.
I know what that means. Merlin trials. Revelio. Wingardium Leviosa.
Wait.
Reparo. Revelio. Reparo. Revelio. Reparo. That's that. Settled. It's like a place right out of a storybook.
An intruder!
Revelio. I can see why Feldcroft needs help. Ranrock's loyalists are hiding out near Feldcroft. They must have the other crate of Chinese chomping cabbages. Revelio.
Why am I always on patrol? It's a waste of my skills.
That's all the crates of Chinese chomping cabbages. I'd better go and see Mr. Thistlewood's friend in Feldcroft. Petrificus totalis. Revelio.
Oh, there's a hole in my pocket.
Petrificus totalis. Revelio. Too late for you to learn the error of your ways. Seems a pleasant enough little place.
Hello there. Do you have the special delivery from my dear friend Eddie?
Hello, Mr. Ndi. Eddie Thistlewood sent me.
Yes, he told me to expect you. Do you have the Chinese chomping cabbages?
I have them right here.
Marvelous. This will go a long way towards protecting the hamlet from Ranrock's loyalists. The same foul curs who, I'm willing to guess, intercepted them in the first place, along with Rookwood's lot. Feldcroft owes a debt of gratitude to you and Eddie. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. Happy to be of assistance.
At last, some reinforcements. Hopefully this is enough to thwart the goblins.
Alright, next is let's go area by area. There's a ancient magic hotspot here. The ancient magic hotspot there, and some Merlin trials here. Get that done soon enough. Here is this castle. Let's leave that. There's nothing else here, I believe, that requires our immediate attention. Hogsmeade Valley. Yeah, we cannot go here yet, but we can go here, and we will take these two quests here.
Handy resource indeed, your field guide.
Revelio.
Please be included.
Shane Bardolph thought dark magic was the answer.
Excuse me. Did you say something about Bardolph Beaumont?
I did. I don't think we've met. I'm Dorothy Sprottle. I was just worrying about Claire Beaumont's brother Bardolph, only he's gone missing. Rumour is he was seen in the forest practicing dark magic. Saw him myself near some ruins with Rookwood's lot, I did. I fear he got himself into trouble with the Ashwinders, especially if he made them a promise he couldn't keep. I'd help search for him myself, but no one will risk encountering Ranrock's loyalists. They seem to be everywhere.
I can certainly look out for him.
Any help would be appreciated. You might speak to Claire first. Perhaps she has some insights that I don't. I can tell you that Bardolph was last seen in the forest wearing a particular woolen jumper, one that Claire knitted herself. Claire will be at her shop if you'd like to speak with her.
Ranrock's loyalists are a menace. What can be done?
I couldn't help but overhear. Did you mention Ranrock's loyalists?
I did. Never imagined they'd act this deadly. I'm Claire Beaumont, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
Ranrock and his followers have set up camp here. No regard for our beloved hamlet or our livelihoods. Ruthless. My brother Bardolph dared to stand up to them and ended up in St. Mungo's. I'm simply at my wits' end.
I'm unfortunately quite familiar with Ranrock's loyalists. Perhaps I can do something.
Much as I would love to be rid of them, I wouldn't want you to risk injury, or worse. Please be cautious. We should not have to live in fear. This is our home.
It seems as though things are getting worse. Best be on my guard. Revelio. 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 One of Ranrock's camps, exactly as Madame Beaumont described.
Wizards are running.
Petrificus totalis.
One less human to.
Lumos.
All little magical.
Protego. Depulsor. Findo.
I won't rest.
Stupid. Defender. Confringo.
You are the one who has been interfering with a
Revelio.
The demiguise statues and the mums contained therein were placed as they were for good reason. You should not meddle in the personal affairs of others.
I don't think Mr. Pemberton meant to use his own stationery. He knows something about those demiguise moons. He's in Hogsmeade, apparently. Perhaps I shall pay him a visit.
Perhaps
Revelio.
I shall. Perhaps there be less mosquitoes. So I'm done with that.
How nice of you to stop by.
Only I can get my hands on Fig for that stew.
Revelio. Petricus Totalis.
What was that?
Revelio.
Nothing over here.
Petrificus
What was that?
Totalis.
Feel as though I'm not alone.
Revelio.
Oh, could do.
Petrificus Totalis.
You will regret coming here. One less human to worry about.
Revelio.
Oi, pass that pie whiskey over here. You have to learn to share.
Revelio.
Seems quiet. Too quiet.
Petrificus Totalis. Revelio. Petrificus Totalis.
Someone there.
Revelio.
Ranrock's vision of goblins ruling over wizards will be fulfilled.
Petrificus Totalis. Both camps cleared. Madame Beaumont will be glad to hear that. Not sure how I'd fare in a little place like this.
I do miss the bustle of business. Poor customers, afraid to venture out.
Hello, Madame Beaumont. Good news. I was able to clear out Ranrock's camps.
You cleared them out? How?
I managed to catch them off guard.
When my brother returns, this news will mean the world to him. You saved our hamlet, my young friend. This will not be forgotten. I fear for other hamlets, truly. Ranrock and his lot are unlike any goblins I've ever seen.
I should be going now. Thank you.
Thank you. Sincerely.
Revelio. Confringo. Revelio. Confringo! Revelio! Confringo! Revelio. Is that Inferius wearing a woolly jumper? That must be Bardolph. Bardolph's woolen jumper. I'm not sure Madame Beaumont would want to know what really happened here. Depulso! Defendo! Confringo! Depulso! Revelio! This looks intriguing. Revelio. This mentions Inferi. Something about it being Bardolph's turn next. Revelio.
Something amongst ourselves. How on earth are we to forge a plan to defeat our enemies? I put forth a fine approach of how we should proceed, and it's...
Confringo! Depulso! Revelio!
Nothing to poach in Arranshire except spiders. Not worth the trouble, if you ask.
Accio! Confringo! A castle. Must have been quite stately in its time. Revelio!
How nice to see you, my young friend.
Wonder who lives here.
Oh, I do hope my brother is all...
Madame Beaumont, I believe I have some news of your brother.
Bardolph? What do you know of my brother?
I'm afraid he's joined the Ashwinders and has no interest in returning.
What? No, this can't be. He was seeking their advice, that's all.
I'm truly sorry. I wish it had been better news. I wish you well, Madame Beaumont.
What more could I have done? Oh, Bardolph! Bardolph, my dear, dear brother.
Makes no sense. Bardolph would never have run off. Not for good.
Revelio.
Okay, let's see next. Yeah, that's
travel broadens the mind.
Revelio.
Instant darkness powder. Steel. Okay.
Expelliarmus. Confringo. Revelio. Hogsmeade, here I come.
Those statues took time and effort.
Pardon me, sir, but about those curious demiguise statues I've seen.
What? Who are you? Why do you ask?
They're quite clever.
Oh, thank you. A lot of craftsmanship and care went into them. I assume.
So you did create them?
Yes, I did. It was a ploy to give that pathetic oaf Moon a taste of the grief he caused me years ago. You are the one who's been pilfering them.
I am, at the request of Mr. Moon. I received your owl on your stationery.
Ah, well, fitting Moon would enlist a student. Too cowardly to do it himself. Hasn't changed a bit. Even when we were at school, he was a cowardly bully. Gave me a horrible nickname, which I shan't repeat. I was thrilled when we left school and he seemed gone for good. Then I started seeing him around Hogsmeade. It was too much. Even if I do take satisfaction in that his life's destiny was to be a lowly caretaker.
Mr. Moon does a good deal for the school, and he's taught me a lot. He's terrified of those statues.
I know. You should have seen his face when that boggart appeared. Oh, priceless. That's when I knew what I needed to do. I simply didn't want to encounter him anymore. So, I shrewdly put a boggart in his path to learn his greatest fear. I then created the demiguise statues to keep him in his place, so to speak. The Moons were inspired play on his name. It worked brilliantly. Until you started clearing them out.
The statues are a form of bullying. You're no better than him. Perhaps it's time you both moved on.
Fair point, I suppose. If they've terrified him, as you say, he may have learned his lesson.
Revelio. Alohomora. Revelio.
Let's clean up Hogsmeade.
Alohomora. Revelio. Expelliarmus. Confringo.
Pretend you don't, dear.
Revelio. Alohomora. Revelio. Revelio.
Only a hairy-hearted sod would cast Defender in. Oh, the work it takes to keep a key.
Alohomora. Revelio. Revelio. Alohomora. Revelio.
Can you imagine the last thing you see being in what would have been
Revelio.
Yeah, this place is the only one I cannot unlock with Alohomora yet. It's probably lower behind some.
Does it get any more cozy than Hogsmeade? Revelio. Alohomora. Revelio. Revelio.
Never knew butterflies were attracted to treasure. I must have missed that one in Beasts.
Revelio. What do we have here? A demiguise. Glacius! Mine now, demiguise.
Hello
Revelio.
there. Ready for a little change in fashion, are we? Plenty to choose from here, so take your time.
Sticoscope.
Glad Clementine's finally lost her obsession with those infernal butterflies.
Plenty for your perusal today. Take your time.
Yeah.
I suspect you have a sharp eye for fashion. Be sure to stop by whenever you're about.
Revelio.
Why does it even glow even if I have unlocked it? Weird. Alright. All other quests done. Let's get this one completed.
Hello there. Nice to see you.
Hello, Miss Ryan. I wanted to thank you again for your help with Rookwood and Harlow the day of the troll attack.
Sirona, please. And I was happy to help. Oh, those two are nothing but trouble. Glad you and your friend were here when they found you.
I am too. You were speaking to a goblin here that day.
Yes, Lodgok. He's a friend.
It seems as though you were on good terms with him.
I've known him for years. We met when I was waiting tables here as a student, well before I bought the place. He was cordial enough, but we weren't friends then. His mistrust of wizard kind ran deep.
But you're friends now?
We are. Hadn't seen him in years when he came in a few months ago. But he recognized me instantly, which is more than I can say for some of my own classmates. Took them a second to realize I was actually a witch, not a wizard. Not all goblins are like Ranrock and his loyalists. Lodgok is as worried as the rest of us about what's been going on.
In that case, I'd like to talk with him, about Ranrock in particular. Where might I find him?
I assume your interest is to do with the rumors I've heard about Ranrock working with our friend Rookwood.
It is.
If he's not here, you might find him doing business at the Hog's Head. He's a trusted metal trader. You should mention that we spoke. He can, understandably, be wary of witches and wizards, even ones as young as you. That said, if you're looking for information on Ranrock to help rein him in, you'll find an ally in Lodgok.
Thank you, Sirona.
If you find Lodgok, please give him my best. I don't know what you've done to make such powerful enemies, but please, watch your back.
Revelio.
I thought I was going to be a professor. Good to see you outside the castle.
You too, Amit.
Welcome to the Hog's Head. Any empty seat is yours.
Hello, Lodgok. Sirona said I might find you here.
She did she? Did she send you with news?
No, actually, I wanted to speak with you. It's about Ranrock.
Now I remember. The Three Broomsticks. Day of the troll attack. You're the student he's after.
I am, and I need to know what he and his loyalists are up to so I can stay a step ahead.
Let's say I did know. Why should I trust you?
Sirona trusts me, and she thought our interests may be aligned.
Well, if Sirona trusts you, very well. I may know of something that could help us both. A way to get Ranrock to confide his plans to me.
I'm listening.
Years ago, a heinous witch stole a sacred goblin relic. Rumor has it that it now rests in her sarcophagus, in a tomb accessible only by wizard kind. Ranrock and I had a falling out a while back. The relic could well repair the chasm between us.
Very well. I'll retrieve the relic if you promise to share Ranrock's plans with me.
We will have to trust each other. I, that you will not abscond with the relic, and you, that I'll share what I learn. Gather whatever supplies you may need, and meet me near the witch's tomb.
There's a few more house elves in my house.
Not going after the tomb yet. Certainly not suicidal enough. Let's go to Hogwarts and oh.
Mr. Moon, I've learned who's behind the demiguise statues. It was a classmate of yours that you bullied, Piers Pemberton.
Oh, I might have known. Pigtails Piers.
I don't think he likes being called that.
Of course he does. Oh, he had such flowing locks, and we used to laugh about them. I laughed the hardest of all. Clever, clever man. I'd no idea he was so devious. I must go and congratulate him. Whatever statues remain seem less terrifying now that I know they were put out by old pigtails. Continue collecting them if you like. As for me, I'm gonna go and pay a visit to my old friend.
Yeah. Seems I do need to complete the Dipples one. Sadly.
Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade. I'm ready.
Good. There's no time to lose.
What precisely is the relic I'm to retrieve?
A valuable heirloom known as the Helmet of Urtgott. The witch considered herself a collector and purchased the helmet as a trinket. She cared not what pain she caused the goblins. Goblins believe that the rightful owner of any object is its maker, not its purchaser.
Wizard kind see things differently. It's a wonder goblins and wizards have ever been able to work together.
The differences between our kinds are myriad.
They seem to be.
It may surprise you to know that I do not believe those differences always to be insurmountable. It is the reason I find myself traveling with you to this tomb today. Ah, and there it is. The witch's tomb.
Dreadful looking place, isn't it? Revelio.
I wish you luck retrieving the helmet. As a wand carrier, you should have an advantage. Now, before you set off, do you have any questions?
What about this helmet makes it so special?
The Helmet of Urtgott is an ancient and storied relic, forged during a time of unity among the goblin clans. It inspired greatness, that is, until it was no longer ours. Then it became something else. A symbol of what has been lost, of all that wizard kind has taken from us. Reclaiming it would mean a great deal to goblin kind, and to Ranrock. He would be grateful to me should I return it.
It seems Ranrock and Rookwood are conspiring. Why would that be?
I had heard this. When the dark-hearted conspire, they seldom make their full intentions clear to one another. I can only speculate, but I imagine their alliance is uneasy and quite fragile. Let us hope that ours is less so.
Don't suppose you have any idea what could be waiting for me inside the tomb?
Considering a Dark Witch was involved, I suppose there's a chance you may encounter the Dark Protectors, known as Inferi. The foul creatures thrive on darkness and the cold. Vanquish them with light, force, and most effectively fire.
It all seems clear to me now that we're here.
I do hope our alliance proves fruitful. Again, I wish you luck. I will remain here, eagerly awaiting your return. Please, be careful.
Revelio. It's sealed. Moths. Curious. Lumos. Revelio. Merlin's beard. Revelio. This can't be the witch's tomb. Likely I need to go further. Lumos. Revelio. Accio. Revelio. Lumos. Revelio. I have a feeling I'm not alone here. Stay back! Depulso. Confringo. Defender. Protego. Stupid one. Confringo.
Depulso! Revelio. Confringo. Revelio. Depulso. Revelio. Confringo. Revelio. Confringo. Confringo. Revelio. Lumos.
If I could power it somehow, it looks like it could be rotated.
Confringo. Flipendo. Accio. Depulso. Lumos. Revelio.
What's that hanging there? Looks precarious.
Revelio. Revelio. Confringo. Depulso. Revelio.
Accio! Wingardium Leviosa! Revelio. Down I go. No other way. Oh! Revelio. Confringo. Depulso. Defender. Incendio. Protego. Incendio. Expelliarmus. Incendio. Protego. Stupefy. Confringo. Defender. Stupefy. Confringo. Depulso. Protego. Confringo. Defender. Depulso. Stupefy. Confringo. Depulso. Glacius. Defender. Revelio. Confringo. Depulso. Protego. Confringo. Defender. Glacius. Depulso. Confringo. Depulso. Defender. Revelio. Lumos. Accio. Depulso. Depulso. Revelio. Depulso. Defender. Lumos. This looks even more complex. Revelio. Lumos.
Okay.
Revelio.
Okay, I see. What is
Accio. Depulso. Making this spin ought to raise that platform. That must be it. Accio. Depulso. Lumos. Revelio.
check something?
Lumos. Accio. Depulso. Lumos.
Okay, that's that.
The witch's final resting place. Lodgok said the helmet was in her sarcophagus. Revelio.
Yeah. This is different. That is.
A dead Ashwinder. Your compatriots must have made off with the helmet. Lodgok won't like this. Better show this to Lodgok. I know there's a mechanism to open this door. Lodgok, the sarcophagus had been raided. I found no helmet, only a dead Ashwinder.
Damn! They got here first. We need to get it before Rookwood uses it to further ingratiate himself to Ranrock. I saw one of their campsites not far from here, but I fear you must go in alone. My fighting days are behind me.
I'll head there now.
Good. There's no time to lose. Get to that helmet before Rookwood does, or we will lose our chance at any leverage, no matter how small, with Ranrock. To think those wretched thieves have their hands on such a relic.
Okay.
There they are. The
Expulso!
Ashwinders. Revelio.
Oh, wow.
No! Incendio!
Pay for your deed.
Revelio.
You've made a grave mistake. Expulso! Expulso!
Now, this has become personal.
Revelio.
Expulso! 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 Expulso!
I did it. And an Ashwinder, no less. Revelio. Revelio. That's it.
This is for Rookwood!
A lamp.
Shall cast my eyes closely. Best to be sure.
Accio. Expelliarmus. Incendio. Protego.
Don't think you're going to get out of this alive.
Accio. Incendio.
That's the best you can do.
Accio. Expelliarmus. Incendio. And no one to... Revelio. Mysterious and a bit unsettling. What to do? I retrieved the helmet from the Ashwinders.
Well done. This is sure to impress Ranrock. The helmet shines even more brightly than I imagined. The etchings, the contour of the profile. Remarkable.
It looks stunning, Lodgok. I see why you wanted it back.
You did the thieves a service by recovering it. I know many a goblin who would have killed for it.
Ah, then I am glad to be rid of it myself.
Thank you. This should earn Ranrock's trust. I will take it to him immediately. It may distract him from his search.
His search?
It is merely an inkling. You have impressed me greatly, friend. I am glad that I trusted you. We shall speak soon. Best to keep our arrangement quiet for now. Many will not believe that our aims might possibly be aligned.
The pulse on alleviated. Now the pulse is this, right? Okay. first I need this.
Revelio. Revelio. Revelio.
Huh?
Let's get this over with, shall we? I have things to do.
Levioso.
Perfect.
Accio. Depulso.
Incendio!
Goblin Elm.
Expulso!
Protego.
Everyone gets lucky. It's you.
Levioso.
Incendio! Had enough yet?
Depulso.
Yes. Incendio!
Confringo. Glacius. Defendo. Confringo.
Expulso! Not my best work, I'll admit. You will not Incendio!
Depulso. Keep you. Shame nobody saw that. Revelio. Revelio.
This is the Dark Arts Battle Arena. It's been unlocked. All that. Now I believe this guy's assignment is also done. Yeah. Let's go to map and to Hogwarts map, which is Divination Classroom.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
Ironically, I didn't see ahead of time how bored I'd be in divination class.
Knowledgeable.
What do we have here?
I hope those assignments were challenging enough for you.
I've completed all of my tasks, Professor Onai.
Very well done. Although I must admit, I did have something of a premonition that you would follow through. Now, as you have no doubt sharpened your perception by completing my assignment, I am curious, based upon the knowledge that one's present and even one's past may reveal traces of what is to come. What do you see in your own future?
I honestly don't know, Professor.
At times, the future is murky to us all. As with rippling water, one must wait for things to settle before the reflection becomes clear. But this talk of tomorrow should not divert us from your present success. I shall inform our good deputy headmistress of your exemplary performance. And if that performance is any omen of what your future may hold, then I, for one, see great things. Channel your magic towards your targets. You have it! Now, why not practice the new spell on the training dummy?
Descendo!
I think you have it. At some point, you must stop preparing and put your newly honed skills to the test outside of the classroom.
Yeah. Now let's see. This one I will put hold for now. Daedalin keys and that, yeah. Okay. Map.
Fine now, demi-guys. Professor, do you have a moment?
Not this.
I'm sorry.
Alright, now that this is done, let's complete Hogwarts exploration and we can get
You can't imagine.
Revelio.
this area. I believe I've already completed exploration. Just make sure there is a key. You were
Revelio.
here. Yeah, and this area I've already explored. I believe. Yeah.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
Revelio. Revelio.
Ah, this is that thingy. And where does this leads?
Revelio.
So one more Daedalian keys left, so we have to see what that is.
Revelio.
So this thing.
Glacius.
Uh-huh. Indeed.
Revelio. Expelliarmus. Incendio. Confringo. Revelio.
The last Daedalian chest.
Revelio. Alohomora. Revelio. Revelio. Mine now, demi-guys. Revelio.
Yeah. Taking all this. Let's to the other areas. So I'm here and I have checked more or less everything. This area is checked. Area is checked. Greenhouse. Went to greenhouse yet.
What are you up to now?
Revelio.
Okay.
Revelio.
So this is full, alright. Let's go this way and
Revelio.
this Transfiguration courtyard. From here I can already
That youngun's now a teacher herself.
Alohomora.
Wonder she's not gobbled up by her own bank tonight.
Revelio.
So I have no objection to this. Right to those.
Revelio.
Bogut closet. Okay. Once- Someone's mother-in-law. Great.
Revelio.
Trouble, are we? Been up to no good? Thought as much.
There's nothing in this area.
Revelio. Accio. Levioso. Incendio. Expelliarmus. Descendo. Glacius. Flipendo. Revelio. Accio.
Forget what that Hufflepuff girl said in 14.
Revelio.
I do wonder what this one is about though.
Accio. Defindo. Confringo. Glacius. Accio. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Revelio.
Off on another adventure, are we?
Even Ferdinand Octavius blood its own pride.
Revelio.
142 staircase.
Alohomora. Revelio. Alohomora. Revelio. Alohomora. Revelio.
Seems that's the end of this area.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
Revelio.
I confronted Piers about it and he confessed straight away, you rascal. We've agreed to let bygones be bygones. Don't forget to say hello the next time you're in the Three Broomsticks. Thrilled to be back there.
And that's that.
Revelio. Revelio.
My cousin was transfigured into a maid.
Revelio.
And by the way, this was the problematic problems.
Confringo.
Which are all empty. That's a little bit odd. But whatever.
It's me, Gareth. Do you have a moment?
Were you calling me, Gareth?
I was hoping you might want to redeem yourself for not having brought me that Fupa feather and potions. You see, I have an idea for a fizzing Wisby-inspired beverage, but I'm missing a key ingredient.
Where do you find time for this and your homework?
I've plenty of time for both. Been managing for years. So, I suspect the key ingredient in fizzing Wisbies is dried billywig stings. I heard there's a store of them in Honeyduke's cellar. I'd get them myself, but my Aunt Matilda has her eye on me. Thinks I need to focus on potions class for a while, not for my own brews. I was hoping you could follow a secret passage to Honeyduke's cellar and grab a few dried billywig stings for me.
Of course. You never know when you might need a quick means of escape from the castle.
Brilliant, thank you. But you should know that it's not exactly quick. It's the secret bit that's helpful. The passage is hidden behind the statue of a one-eyed witch in the third-floor corridor. Just tap it with your wand and say, Descendium.
I'll see what I can do, Gareth.
Fair enough. You shall be the first one to taste my newest brew if you can be of help. Perhaps I can convince a meat to help me with my potions homework. Get my aunt to loosen her reins a bit.
Revelio. I'll need to get those dried billywig stings for Gareth if he's to finish his latest concoction. A one-eyed witch statue shouldn't be too hard to find. Revelio. This looks like the right statue. Now, what was the password? Descendium. Goodness. Who knew this was all down here? A lift. Must be how I get down. Looks broken, though. Accio! Flipendo! Cabolso! Revelio! I need to fix the lift before I can use it. Reparo! That seems to have done the trick. Revelio.
How the hell is my gear slot in full capacity? Whatever.
This castle will never cease to surprise me. Revelio. Confringo. I'm trapped. How am I supposed to get out of here? Revelio. Accio. Incendio. Revelio.
You know what? Let's see if I can do something like this.
Dick thinks you should be proud of all the potions you've brewed.
Okay.
It's like a place right out of a storybook.
There's a troll living in a tunnel nearby.
Hello, Mr. Semi.
What?
Any whispers going about the town?
A goblin called Pergit is causing a bit of a stink. His gang is attacking travelling vendors, and now business is suffering everywhere. It would be nice if someone would do something about it. No one wants to pick a fight with a band of goblins, though. Which means he's free to do what he wants down in Coral Ruins.
What do you have for sale?
What can I help you with today?
Time to sell all these so I can get stuff from.
Aren't you the student who ran all those goblin loyalists off? I can't tell you what a relief that was to everyone in Lower Hogsfield. I hope to see you again sometime.
Whew. So much gears.
What are you up to now?
The path you walk is precarious.
Alright, let's enter the passageway again.
Revelio. This castle will never cease to surprise me. Revelio. Levioso. Revelio. I'm going to have to get past this. Levioso. Revelio. Reparo. Levioso. Revelio. Incendio. Reparo. Revelio. One more to go and I'll make it across. Leviosa! Something is getting in the way of that platform. Accio! Levioso. That did the trick. Revelio. This must be the way out. I need to find a way to open that gate. Revelio. Confringo. Something smells sweet. Must be close to Honeydukes. Revelio. Hogsmeade, here I come. Honeydukes. I can smell the chocolate. Now, where would I find the dried billywig stings for Gareth? Revelio. I have the dried billywig stings. Now back to Gareth. I can only imagine how his new recipe's going to turn out. Accio, Wingardium Leviosa. Accio, Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio.
Seems map and directly.
Off on another adventure, are we?
Revelio.
This is the Great Hall during its daytime. Are those okay? There are a couple of food that I can definitely recognize here. That thing I definitely don't know what it is. This seems like lamb ribs or something like that with what roasted carrots. That seems like bacon and this is onion. This is onion and peas, green peas I think. That is what, tomatoes? Yeah.
Aloha Mora. Revelio.
Another demiguise.
Mine now, demiguise. Revelio.
Students always run when Peasy wants to have some fun.
Hello again. Were you able to get to Honeydukes?
Hello, Gareth. I have those dried billywigs things.
You got them! Incredible.
Happy to help. Here you go.
This is brilliant! Can't wait to get started. Thank you again. I'll let you know when I've brewed my first batch of fizzing whiz beer.
Revelio. Aloha Mora. Revelio. 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 Accio. Incendio. Levioso. Expelliarmus. Compulso. Glacius. Defindo. Confringo. Revelio. 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 Alohomora. Revelio.
Ah, the party area.
I had said I would.
You should. You should ask her.
Shan't hold my breath for that. No, I'm going to ask her this time. You said that.
Yep, the party room.
Did you see that? She looked at me.
Revelio.
I'm going to do it.
You should before the next century.
Headless Hunt Tapestry. Okay. Put a boat. Music. Okay.
Would thou takest my hand in dance?
Oh,
I did it. I asked her.
Forgetting anything?
No, goodness. Milady, might I borrow my body, perchance? Milady?
Care to dance? Thought you'd never ask.
What a handsome couple we made.
Depulso. Accio. Revelio.
This is a comedy. Pure comedy. Alright. We have visited the Death Day party room. And to see the soul.
Alohomora. Revelio. Expelliarmus. Incendio. Revelio. Alohomora. Revelio. Revelio.
Detention chamber. Physical tension. Practice lingers. This is the detention chamber.
Revelio.
This is a Slytherin dungeon. I do wonder where their house is. They certainly do not remember. What is this?
Revelio. Reparo.
Ah,
Revelio.
okay. This is where definitely where the Slytherin dungeon is. That is the Slytherin dungeon house chest. Or the Slytherin house chest. Yeah. This is where their house is.
Revelio. Lumos. Revelio.
See, there's also some gates and stuff here that we can repair, but we got no idea how to get there, right? This goes to the other side of the area.
Revelio.
God, if Hogwarts isn't a convoluted moat shit.
Reparo. Revelio.
There you go. I have no idea whatever the hell I repaired, but I repaired something.
Revelio.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
Revelio.
It's the Ravenclaw Tower. To go to the opposite one.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
Not this thing.
Revelio. Alohomora. Revelio. Revelio.
Now the question is, how do we go there? Because if I'm not wrong...
Revelio. Glacius.
Yes.
Revelio. Revelio.
Alright, we have this entire corridor checked. Now the second thing is
Revelio.
Have you been in any other common rooms?
Alohomora. Revelio. Alohomora. Revelio. Revelio.
can owe his reputation to you.
Anyone been into Albi's shop?
For I can't wait to watch you try.
Revelio.
So this is the astronomy. Okay, but this is not what I am searching for.
I miss playing gobstones on the kitchen floor with my cousins. Not the same here in the courtyard.
Revelio.
Anyone fancy going to do the test with me?
Handy resource indeed.
Revelio. Alohomora. Revelio.
Okay.
Revelio. Alohomora. Revelio.
Dark Tower Cell. Said that centuries of Chamba kept a troll here to citizen. To use live snakes. Wow.
Revelio.
I'm glad I don't have to stay in the castle for holidays. I find the movie dead.
Pardon?
Say?
I thought it'll be gone off to bed.
Confringo.
We are not
Accio.
that far to complete today's
Revelio.
session, so we'll just do a
Off on
couple of
another
more
adventure, are
stuff.
we?
See if we can open a couple of more areas, or rather a couple of more hidden areas in Hogwarts, and then we'll head off.
Alohomora. Revelio.
What do we have here? The demiguise.
I'd seen Bakar's tower countless times. Never suspected it held the secrets it did.
Revelio.
Yeah, well, her best kept secrets are those hidden under plain sight.
Yep. So are you also doing Herodiana's puzzles?
Who's what?
Herodiana's puzzles.
Which is?
Those are secret areas that you can visit inside the castle. So you starts with there is a quest called the Trials of Herodiana.
I haven't received that yet. Yeah.
You'll get that.
Revelio.
I'm in no hurry. I'm going to take a lot of time too with this game. Also, there's one tidbit I've heard from the SNS that apparently a Hufflepuff student can go anywhere in the castle. Like everywhere. I wonder if they'll allow, when they will allow us to have a Ninja Plus.
Revelio.
Right.
Alohomora. Revelio.
This Daedalian Keys challenge is coming along nicely. That's it. I'm making good progress with those tokens. Another house token for the house chest. This Daedalian Keys challenge is coming along nicely. Here we go, the last house token. Time to see what's inside.
Zero two 1013013 2.
Well, look at that.
10.
Thanks goes to the former headmistress, Eupraxia Mole.
Who's there?
Revelio.
Hello, Nellie. Actually, I found all of the keys and opened my house chest.
Oh, wonderful. What did you find?
I found a rather interesting costume.
Brilliant. Whew. Well, thank you for solving that mystery for me. I always wondered what those keys would lead to.
Revelio.
And that's that. Now, the last one that I will do here.
Welcome, everyone. I see you've already met some of the many beasts we study in this class. Though be advised, none of these creatures should be taken lightly. They are all in their own way dangerous, especially if one does not know how to handle them properly. Now, it seems many of you are out of practice. Let's take some time to review the basics of how to care for a beast, shall we? Miss Sweeting, would you please assist our new student with the lesson today?
Yes, Professor Howen. Hello, I'm Poppy, Poppy Sweeting. Don't worry about Professor Howen's speech. She over-exaggerates sometimes. All the beasts in class are perfectly safe. Oh!
Miss Sweeting, pay attention, please. The tongue of a puffskein can be a slippery devil.
Yes, Professor. Here, you can practice on Gerald. Just keep an eye out for his tongue. You can use my brush. Just be gentle. Oh, and think pleasant thoughts. I like to think it enriches his experience. That's lovely. I'm sure he feels much better. I think he might be hungry. Would you mind giving him some beast feed? What do you suppose the pellets taste like to Gerald? Pudding, I like to think. I think we can safely say that Gerald likes you.
That's good news. He seems very nice.
He is. Kindness is one of his best qualities, right after ambition and cleanliness.
Good work, everyone. Now, let's make our way to the pens and select another beast. And please, do be careful as you feed and groom them. Miss Sweeting, why don't you show our new student to the Kneazles in the farthest pen?
This way. The Kneazles are over here.
Oh, couple of Kneazle whiskers ought to get me a few canuts at least. Enough to buy something from Honeydukes. Stupid thing.
What in Merlin's name are you doing?
Tuss, peculiar Poppy. Worried about a worthless little rodent.
Her name is Persephone!
Her name is Persephone!
That's really not funny.
Let's go.
Those two don't belong anywhere near this class. Poachers in training. Persephone was onto them instantly. Thank you for your help. Let's carry on. Feed and brush the Neasels just as you did with Gerald. The Neasels really took to you. They know a good egg when they see one. As do I.
It appears our time has come to an end. Please close the pens and see yourselves out. Now, where is our new student? Ah, there you are. I would like a moment, please.
Hello, Professor. You wanted to speak with me?
I did. How did you find your first beasts lesson?
It was wonderful. I believe I'm really going to enjoy this class.
Good. You seem to understand that when beasts are properly controlled, they can play a vital role in our lives. Some provide us with magically imbued materials, if cared for correctly, which does not include torturing them for whiskers. Well done, by the way. Probably best to let me handle it next time.
Yes, Professor.
They're nearly as bad as the Savagers in Rookwood's poacher pack. Sadly, we're the ones who suffer, stumbling over dead beasts. Terrible waste of resources.
Surely the poachers can be brought to justice by someone. The Ministry, perhaps?
An optimistic idea. Now, why don't we focus on more immediate matters that we can control? Professor Weasley has asked that I prepare some assignments designed to help you catch up to the other 5th years. Be on the lookout for my owl. Meanwhile, I also encourage you to study as many beasts as you can on your own time.
I need to talk to you. Come here.
Do you need something, Poppy?
Thank you again for saying something to those brutes so that I didn't have to. You were an augury at noon in the desert.
I certainly hope that's a good thing.
It's something my gran and I say. It means that something or someone is a welcome surprise. At least, that's what we decided it meant.
I couldn't stand there and watch them harm the poor thing.
We're of a similar mind. Actually, in light of that, there's someone I'd like you to meet. In the forest.
You've intrigued me. Very well. Lead the way.
I'd hoped I would. I wouldn't take just anyone there. In fact, you're the first.
Really? Well, thank you, I think.
As I said, we think alike. Pleasant surprise. Quite the weather we're having, don't you think?
Poppy, where are you taking me?
It really is much better if I just show you. Don't worry, we're nearly there. It's just ahead. Stand back. Please meet Highwing. Isn't she just magnificent? Go on, introduce yourself to her. But be careful. You must always show hippogriffs the proper courtesy before you approach them. I knew it! I don't think I've ever seen a hippogriff take to someone this quickly. You can feed and brush her if you'd like. I come and check on her every once in a while. Bring her pasties, tell her what's going on in the castle. You wouldn't know from looking at her, but she's a dreadful busybody. So, what did you think of Highwing?
I thought she was brilliant. Can't believe you introduced me to her.
I suspected you two might get along.
Are you the reason students have been seeing hippogriffs flying above the Forbidden Forest?
Perhaps. Did you know that once you earn a hippogriff's trust, they'll always be there for you? I've seen it firsthand with her.
How exactly did you and Highwing cross paths?
It's a longer story, but I rescued her from poachers a few years back. Got her to safety and, well, she was fine until recently. You may have noticed that poachers are something of a problem in the area, so I worry they could get her again. And I might not be there next time.
Professor Howen mentioned the poachers as well. She seemed to imply that we couldn't rely on the Ministry to help.
I don't often agree with Professor Howen, but on that, I fear she's right. The poachers' influence is growing. I see them every day in the village, lingering, talking to people. They're up to something. I'm just not sure what.
That does seem strange. Sounds as if they're planning something.
Exactly. I think I'm going to look into it. Find out what's going on, what they're doing.
I think that's a fine idea. Information is power.
And the more I know, the better I can keep Highwing safe.
You seem undeterred. Will you let me know what you find out?
Oh, very well. I will. I should be going, but we'll speak again soon, I hope.
Revelio.
Hello, friend. I wonder if you might stop by the Three Broomsticks when you can. I'd like your help with something.
As I mentioned, my sister Anne misses Hogwarts. She hasn't been herself lately. I'd like to take you up on your promise to visit her with me. I'm heading to Feldcroft soon, so I'll look forward to seeing you there. It's just south of Hogwarts. By the way, hope you're faring well with the blasting curse. It's still one of my favorites.
Now that you've attended Beasts class, I've asked Deke to assist you in using the room to further your studies in that regard. Please meet him there when you can.
I've not heard from my Uncle Roland in quite some time. I've been beside myself with worry. Could you meet me in the courtyard?
Revelio.
So we have completed these basic quests and have unlocked, rather are going to unlock the yeah.
Revelio.
So okay, let's see. Over to the quests, and we have Tale of Ronald Dogs. And in need. We'll do all these. But first, let's go to the ROR and meet Teak.
Deke. Ah, Deke is so happy to see you. Deke noticed this bag in the room the other day. You must need it to help with your schoolwork. Deke has seen one of these before. Deke calls it a knapsack. Perfect for gathering and transporting beasts. Pleasant little breeze.
I have been thinking about something Professor Howen said in Beasts class, that I should study as many beasts as I can on my own time. She also mentioned that poachers have been active in the area. So, perhaps the beasts will be safer with us than out on their own.
Precisely what Deke was thinking. You see, the room knew exactly what you needed, and luckily, Deke can show you how to best use the knapsack and where. Come along then. Our first stop will be beyond the castle grounds. We can leave now, or you can come and find Deke when you're ready to go.
All right. So we are almost, or rather, we are done with today's session, as we have finished it with learning about the beasts in the beast class and have unlocked the quest to unlock the menagerie thingy area in the ROR, which we'll do in our next session, alongside with the other new quests and more exploration, secret area unlocking, and whatnot that will come. So, with that out of the way, we are going to end this session. Terence, do you have anything to add?
Nah, nothing. Tomorrow, I think, are you close to Sebastian Salo's quest line? Ending?
Which quest line?
What is the name of the quest that you are doing for Sebastian Salo?
I'll be meeting him in his house, that is in Fieldcroft, to meet his sister.
Okay. Really soon getting the killing curse. You know, you can, after getting the killing curse, you can kill NPCs.
That will be interesting to see. We already have a couple of NPCs in our hit list, don't we? Uh, oh well, so that's good news in terms of our gameplay schedule, and maybe not in our next session, but the next session we'll see. Uh, for now though, stay safe, stay well, enjoy the game, play with whoever you want, like to play with, and we'll see you on the next video. Yeah. Good night.